Hello, how's everyone doing today? This is Berkfamily54comics channel. My name is Steve. In today's live stream, I'm going to be joined by a really good friend of mine. And we're going to be talking about our top 5 Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you were. I do hauls, unboxings, live streams, giveaways, all of that and more. And like I said, I'm joined by one of my really good friends. I've not had a live stream with him in a long time, and I'm excited to have him back on. We have George from Dee Runk Comics. What's up, man?
Are we on?
We're on, man.
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. You get a new setup, or are you upstairs, or what's going on here?
I'm in my living room right now. I'm currently doing laundry, which is by where I would normally film something. So
Okay.
And then normally when I sit upstairs, I face this way, but with these really bright lights in the background or the windows, it washes me out, and it was actually looking dark, so.
Yo, what's up, Kavi? Comic Books NYC. You just had a sweet unboxing of a swimsuit special CGC 92's Don Dada. Or
Don Dada.
It says like all best Don Dada or something. I can't remember exactly what it said. By Jim Lee. So what's up, man? How's it going? So me and Dee Runk, I'm gonna just let a few people know we're live here. Me and Dee Runk, we've been trying to do a live stream together for a long time. I cannot remember. I think the last time we went live together was your birthday, February 5th.
Yeah. It'd been a few minutes.
It's been a few minutes, and you've been busy. I've been busy. I'm no longer busy because I'm here on the summer. Got nothing else to do besides make YouTube videos and hangouts. To Don Dada, best Jim Lee. All right, sweet. Only correct answer is 1, Winter Soldier. Okay, all right. Well, we'll find out where that ranks. So I have to say that me and Dee Runk, we were talking about doing a top 5 list here, and I said, let's do a top 5 best movies and top 5 worst movies. I don't know if you made your top 5 worst movies list or not. I did.
It took me 30 seconds.
Yes, same. Took me 30 seconds as well because there's a lot to pick from. I mean, I like the movies, obviously, but yeah, I'm excited to talk this. So, hey, Kavi, suddenly it's midnight here as thunderstorm just rolled in. Dude, we were just talking about that. Me and George were just talking about that storm last night, man. It literally flooded my entire backyard, and it flooded into my kitchen. Sucked, for sure.
Well, JP's saying he just got a storm just now.
Oh, so it is. I live
yeah.
west of JP, so it is moving his way. It started last night, and the storm is just going to keep going through today and tomorrow. So,
man,
I'm going to let just a few more people know here, and then we will get Rick rolling. You ever been Rick rolled?
Never gonna give you up.
Never gonna let you down. Turn around and hurt you. All right. I think that's enough singing for me.
Dude, I get rickrolled all the damn time.
Do you really?
Oh my God. And I'm not even mad anymore. I'm just like, hey, good for you guys. You guys really I fell for it this time, and I'm just not even mad about it.
Dude, I thought I was about to get rickrolled yesterday on one of these fan websites I was on. I'm on a sports fan website, and someone's like, click the link to go to my view photos of my man cave. And I was totally thinking, I'm about to get rickrolled. But I did not. It was just regular photos. I was actually kind of sad.
Well, if you get rickrolled and you were expecting it, then it's not fun.
True. Hey, Adrian Panda, what's up, man? I don't know if you know this guy or not, but he's a really, really awesome guy. He actually just won that Spider-Man Booth's grand prize, which you know a thing or two about winning a grand prize.
Congrats.
Yes, he won a a Spawn. I think it's number 1 or Spawn. I don't remember what number it is. Black cover, signed by Todd McFarlane. I almost called him Doug. And those books go for like $3,000. So that's pretty awesome. He actually lives only 2 hours away from me too. So yeah, haven't been bad in Wichita. Okay. All right. So before we talk about our top 5 and worst 5 movies, what really quickly, like, what's your overall thoughts on the MCU, like, as a whole, from very first Iron Man movie until now? Like, what are your overall thoughts on the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
I'll put it this way. I got, top 5, top worst, whatever movies we're going to do here. I can watch all the top worst movies and not be mad about it. So I think that speaks pretty highly of the cinematic universe as a whole. Like, I can sit down and watch each one of the top, maybe except for one.
Okay. All right. What did you think of the last Avengers movie?
It made one of my lists.
Okay. All right. That is a great starting point for us. Okay. I think we should do top 5 first. Get everyone happy, and then break them back down at the end. Do the top 5 worst.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me pull up. I want to go first here. And
I wanted to go first.
What's that?
I wanted to go first.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I'm messing with you, man. You go first.
Oh, shoot. Dude, you always got good jokes. Okay. All right. Here we go. Let me pull this up. 2-5 done. Top 5, I'm assuming. Hey, Eat Comics, what's up, man? It's been too long, man. Fire Davis, what's up? Okay. All right, here we go. My number 5 is Thor, the original Thor. This is back when you get all like the mythology talking when they're, and like you get obviously the first solo movie of Chris Hemsworth as Thor. I've heard from many people or sources, I guess I've read online, you guys can all see it too, that Chris Hemsworth did not like making this movie. He said it was too serious of a movie and he wanted to have more fun. That's why, as you've seen, his movies have evolved. And in my opinion, I think they've evolved in a worse way. Now, I do think Ragnarok was an okay movie, but I really, really enjoyed this first Thor movie when he's having to prove himself again to get Mjolnir. We get Hawkeye in it. That's a nice little side story. We obviously get all the characters there on the poster. I think this was a really good movie. I remember going to see it in theaters, and I thought it was really, really good. Actually, side story, I remember when I went to go see this movie, my sister's husband actually got – actually the ones that live by you, George.
Okay.
My sister's husband got in an argument with my stepsister, and my stepsister left and did not watch the movie with us. So it was just me, my wife, my sister, and my brother-in-law. Well, my stepsister left because she was mad at my brother-in-law. So I remember that day distinctly. I think this is a really good movie. Like I said earlier, I really, really like the portrayal of Loki and Odin and obviously Thor. I just think overall it's like the best Thor movie. And so it is my number 5 on my top 5 MCU movies. So
right on.
Okay. We'll go through a couple of things here in the chat and we'll get to yours. So long. It has been. Thor isn't even the best Thor movie. I disagree. But everyone has their own opinions, and that's good. Ragnarok is so much better in your opinion. Okay. Wait, Thor original made Steve's list? Correct. Agree, John. I like Thor 1. Okay. Doesn't come close to my top 5. Wow, interesting. JP has his top 5. Winter Soldier, Infinity War, Guardians, Black Panther, Avengers 1. Nice. Okay. Giorgio. Has anyone ever called you that? I'm assuming so.
I don't know. I don't know if I like it. I want you to take it back. Can you take it back?
I will take it back. Dee Runk Comics. What is your number 5? I'm going to look it up because I do not know what yours.
You want me to start texting you them so you can
have them ready?
Yeah.
From now, right. Or you can just send me your list, I guess, after this.
Cool. I'll send you my list after I my top 5 movie. My 5th movie is actually the most recent one, and that's Avengers Endgame. For me, I don't even know this. And I was trying to think about this. I don't even know if it's a good movie. Like, trying to wrap my head around it. It could just be because of emotional payoff and fan service, but I do think it is a good movie. But I can't for sure say that it is a fantastic film or whatever. But I don't know. I cried like 3 different times watching this movie, even on a few rewatches. But yeah, for me, it's incredibly impressive to put that many characters into a movie and have it still be enjoyable. And I don't know. I never got bored. I don't know what I mean. I probably know what I would change about it if I had the ability to do that. But no, Avengers Endgame is number 5 on Dee Runk Comics list.
What is your favorite moment from this movie? I think I know what it is. It should be everyone's favorite moment. But what's your favorite moment from the movie?
Oh man, I get goosebumps whenever Cap grabs onto the hammer. Like that felt so good and satisfying, and I saw it coming, but that scene blows me away. It gives me goosebumps. I also love when Thanos and the big 3, Cap, Thor, and Iron Man, are getting ready to fight Thanos. I love the slow walk over to them. Like they know they're about to just go through hell, and they understand it, and they're going to do it anyways because it's what they have to do. And it's a great moment. And then 20 minutes later, everyone is jumping in and all the music's going wild. But yeah, Endgame, number 5.
The on your left is like probably the best like feel good 2 minutes in the MCU history, in my opinion. Like I loved obviously the Cap picking up the hammer. That's my favorite too. But my second favorite has to be when all the people that have died the first time came back, and I think that's amazing. So, yeah. All right, that is Dee Runk's number 5. We got a couple comments here. Endgame is great, is epic and great. I just like Infinity War better. Okay.
And that's where I could agree that it might be a better movie. For me, the emotional payoff, I felt good walking out of Endgame. Infinity War was fantastic, but I felt like I got kicked in the nuts when I walked out of the theater for the first time watching that.
I definitely agree with everything you just said. I do think that Infinity War is a better overall movie, but I do like the payoff at the end. Endgame, I'm not a huge fan of all the side stuff that you got to go through for the first, I don't know, hour and a half before you finally get to the end. But I understand why they did it. All right, here we go. Steve's number 4. Gotta make sure I get this right. 4. Number 4. You're all gonna be mad at me about this, I think.
I'm already mad.
Number 4, we got Iron Man. This is the first movie in the MCU. The very, very first movie. We get a different Rhodey in this movie than the rest of them. We have Robert Downey Jr., who was, I remember when he was cast as Iron Man, everyone was like, what the hell are they doing? This guy's been on drugs. This guy has a terrible past. But honestly, he has been obviously an amazing actor and one of the best proponents of the MCU. We had Jeff Bridges. Jeff Bridges kills his role. Gwyneth Paltrow doesn't get enough credit for being how good she is in every single Iron Man movie and all of her appearances in all the movies. I think she's amazing. And this story is the best story or story arc, I guess, whatever, in all of the Iron Man movies, in my opinion. So I have Iron Man, the original, which got me hyped after watching it. I was so hyped after watching this in the theaters when it came out. Iron Man #1 is my #4.
I love in that movie when he's like slumped on the couch and he's like messing with his glove and he's just watching the news stories about the terrorists that had him are now like wreaking havoc, and you just see the gears in his head, and you can tell he's just getting furious, and like such a cool moment to be mad as hell about something like that, and then being able to absolutely go do something about it. Like very cool scene, and very, very good movie. Very good movie.
Really good movie. And you know what's funny is, okay, I'm going to make a side track for just a second. Me and George, we both like Marvel, and we both like DC. I prefer DC stuff, usually over Marvel. And it's kind of funny how everyone makes a big deal about like people dying and whatever Batman or DC movie. And yet Iron Man kills quite a few people in this movie. Quite a few people. And so, but it's for the greater good, obviously. He's killing all these terrorists and all that. So I really love this movie. It's my #4 on my top 5 Marvel movies.
All right. Did you get my list on Instagram?
I'm going to get it right now. Give me just a second.
Okay. I will say to what you just said, though, I think the Marvel movies does a better job at encapsulating the characters that they're trying to portray on film than the DC movies do. I always wish that DC could have had a Kevin Feige holding everything together with no one to report to but himself, and that's what DC is missing out on. Is they've tried to have that, and Jeff Johns, I don't know if that ever really paid off.
I've heard that again, I just read a story from a terrible source, Matt McGloin. So that guy's terrible over at Cosmic Book News. But apparently he's a big reason why Ben Affleck exited the role of Batman. Who knows if that's true or not? Yeah. But I do agree, DC is missing the Kevin Feige. Hold on one second. Before we go to yours, loved Iron Man 1. Okay. Saw it a few months back. Great flick still. Iron Man 1 probably right at 10 or so for JP. Okay. Definitely top half. Iron Man OG was dope. Yes. I have to say, it's refreshing to see Steve show his Marvel love. LOL. Maybe I need a video counting on the best DC films. There's not many, but yes.
It'd still be a good movie, or good list.
It would be. All right. You ready for your #4?
#4. Oh, God, dude, the soundtrack of this movie is just insane. And, dude, the best part about this is I didn't give a flying anything about Guardians of the Galaxy before that movie came out. Every one of those characters wound up becoming just amazing, though. And this is another movie. My first 2 movies on this list, both of these movies made me cry. And, the Guardians of the Galaxy one definitely like kicks you in the stomach like really early on. But it's a fantastic movie, and it's probably, in my opinion, to me it's the funniest movie, but it's not like a stupid, slapstick funny. It's just really well done. And I really want to see the third one. I want that to come out. I wish that was like coming out next month or something. That would be a good movie to go see. I
am excited to see if Thor is in this, and to see if Chris Pratt can win back Zoe Saldana, like the different version of her, win her heart back. It's also interesting in how they're playing with the timeline still, but how she died, but she's still alive in a different timeline that's now the same timeline. It's kind of confusing, but yeah, I'm excited for Guardians 3 as well, and I do think this is a really, really good pick. This almost made my top 5, almost.
Now I'm getting caught up here on the comments, and I'm seeing you say I don't remember seeing Batman murder anyone.
I don't remember seeing Batman murder anyone. Now,
dude, he's got like an 18 kill count in Batman v Superman.
I don't remember those.
Is that like selective? Like, I'm not trying to be funny.
I'm not serious. It's been a long time since I've seen the movie.
Oh my Lord. No, he, as a Batman fan, you should hate. I love Ben Affleck as Batman. Like, I thought like he looked cool, and I think that if the script was right, I know we're off subject now, but he kills 18 people in that movie straight up.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up when we get done to find out.
Many of them are killed with bullets.
What?
Yes, fired from a gun that Batman pulled the trigger on. Like, no, dude.
Well, I don't remember that, but now I'm gonna have to look it up when we're done here.
I'll send you a video. I'll send you a video.
Okay, because I literally do not remember. It's been a long time. Okay, here we go. This is in the MCU, but I don't know how many people would consider it in the MCU. But the character is in MCU, so I don't know. I really liked it. My daughter loved it. Spider-Man: Far From Home, dude. This is a really, really good movie. Jake Gyllenhaal is absolutely amazing in this movie. Overall, I think Jake Gyllenhaal is one of the best actors in Hollywood. I really do. We get Sam Jackson back, which he should have had actual lines in Avengers Endgame, considering he pretty much started the Avengers. So that is kind of, bogus that he wasn't in it very much. But I think Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man. He can actually do all those acrobatic moves. He's funny. He's someone you can root for. He's young enough and small enough that you can kind of consider that he still might be in high school. And I don't know. Spider-Man overall is a really, really great, just fun-loving character. And I just think this movie is really good because you get like the Hydro and the fire villains that you don't realize are not actual villains or not actual things until later, because the story writing is amazing and the ending leaves you like on edge. And my daughter has been wanting to see it ever since we saw it in the movie theaters. And I just think it's a great movie. So number 3, Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Another very, very good pick. I absolutely love this movie. Very, very good one. Good choice.
Some people are saying, JP says, second best Spider-Man movie. Interesting. Okay. There might be some recency bias to this movie because it's one of the most recent movies I've seen. I will say this, getting off topic just a second, that the best Spider-Man movie ever created is Into the Spider-Verse. That is my favorite Spider-Man movie without a doubt. It's so good, and it should be everyone's favorite, in my opinion. Okay, you sent me the kill count video. I'll look it up.
No, we're going to watch it together when we're done with this stream.
Okay. All right. Give me just a second here. All right, you ready for your number 3?
Yes. Yeah, Avengers number 1. The first one, I don't know. It introduced that classic Avengers score, which, if you like these movies, that score will give you goosebumps every time. It was the first example where I went into the movie nervous, like, oh, how are they going to be able to do this? How are they going to be able to fit all these characters in one movie? And man, like you walk out of it going like, holy shit, they did it. I can't believe it. Like, you just wanted, like, I'm not one of those dudes that like claps at movie theaters because I think that's dumb. But like, if the dude was at the theater that, if Joss Whedon was at the theater that I was at, I would have clapped when it was over. It was surprisingly well done. And it just, yeah, I don't know. It's just one of the movies that I could watch it once a month probably, and not ever. I could never get bored of it.
You know, this movie I have like on a DVD because people actually still own DVDs, even though it's kind of like a thing of the past. I have like a big list of like all these DVDs that students can pick from at the end of each quarter, because I usually give the last week for students to turn in late work. And so all the people that are done with stuff, I let them just watch a movie. And Avengers is always one of the movies they can pick from. But hardly ever do they actually pick it. I think we watched it like once or twice ever. But yeah, I think it's a really, really good movie. And that is George's number 3. We got a couple comments here. Great pick. Again, George, top 5 for sure. Let's see here.
I would like to read that.
George on target so far.
I want everyone to remember my half of this list is definitive. Okay, this is not. We're not even skating on opinions right now. Like, this is the list. So
it is the list. It's the list. George went to Rotten Tomatoes and looked up the 5.
No. I went to my list is the definitive list.
Gotcha. Let's see here. Avengers, solid. Yes. Let's see here. For me, MCU means the connected universe in an animated film. Okay, we're talking about something else here. Okay, ready for my number 2?
Yes.
Avengers. I also went into this film like not knowing what to expect, just being really excited because I had seen all the other movies and every one of them at the end says blank blank will return in Avengers, and being like, this is going to be really fun, really exciting. I think this is the first appearance of Mark Ruffalo's Hulk.
Yep.
And it's really interesting to see how that character has changed throughout the whole MCU. That's a whole nother topic. But I think this is a really good movie. Loki, again, is another character that's heavily involved in this movie, and he does a really good job. I would have liked to have seen Hawkeye not be mind trapped the whole time, but I understand why they did that. And overall, really, really good movie. I love the beginning when they're all gathering all the characters. You go see the Iron Man's mansion. You got Captain America beating the crap out of a punching bag, and
he whooped the hell out of that punching bag. R.I.P. punching bag.
Yes, he kills it. And then they get Loki, and they're on the plane, and you see the lightning and thunder, and Loki says, "I don't particularly like what follows it." And then Thor shows up, and that scene right after of all three of them fighting with Loki is one of the best scenes as well in the entire MCU history, in my opinion. So my number 2 is Avengers. So Burke was saying he counted it. That's all. Okay. Oh, no, okay. That's not what I meant about Into the Spider-Verse. We'll talk about that more later. I hope we get Miles Morales in the actual MCU at some point. I think that's the best Spider-Man movie there is. But no, that movie does not count into the MCU. Okay, let's see here. Hey, BLC, what's up, man? Go Cats, right? Let's see here. The theater here in Wichita that I went to clapped at the end of this movie. Nice. I think they did it in my movie too. I can't really remember. It's been a long time. So that is my number 2. Let me see if I can pull up your number 2.
And I already know you disagree with it.
I do. I think it's a good movie, but I don't think it's anywhere near a top 5. But that's all right. Give me 1 second.
My list is definitive.
I don't know how it's at this high, honestly.
Yeah, I can tell you look a little annoyed with it.
I'm a little annoyed with how high this is on your list. All right, George's number 2 on his top 5 MCU movies.
Oh, dude. So I've been saving this since you mentioned Thor being your number 5 movie. Every character in that movie was not even close to being fleshed out to where they eventually became. Thor, his look wasn't right. He had his weird bleaching of his eyebrows, which annoyed me throughout the entire movie. Loki was cool, but he really blossomed in Avengers, and even more so in this movie, that Thor Ragnarok. To me, it was so cool to see such a departure in this movie, and you saw it like 3 minutes into the movie, and you're just like, oh my god, I'm going to see a completely different MCU movie here. It to me, it is. I watched this last night. I just got bored, and I was like, time to watch Ragnarok. And yeah, for me, it's funny, and there are powerful, moving moments where he's talking to his dad, like right before his dad dies, and even after his dad dies, and kind of like a Rocky montage almost, where Hela's like, "What are you the god of again?" And oh man, the whole thing, start to finish, I absolutely love this movie.
My favorite part of the movie, Jeff Goldblum.
He was fantastic too.
He really was.
He's got the stick where he melts people, and
what was that guy's name in this movie? That's like his whole body is made out of rock, and he has like a different accent.
I think it's Korg.
Dude, yeah. That's a really fun character too. I liked him.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, this whole thing is like a circle, but not like a normal circle, like a freaky circle.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like I said earlier, this is kind of like a departure from how the character started. I understand like why Chris Hemsworth said it wasn't fun playing Thor. How they had it in the original movie. But in my opinion, if you're going off comics, you're going to go off more of Thor #1. This one's more of just a regular movie, a more fun movie. And you actually do get to see Thor as like his most powerful that he is, coming in with the lightning coming out of his eye and all that shit, doing all sorts of things you haven't seen before. I do think the final battle is pretty good.
The only thing I dislike about this movie is they undo almost like everything that's important about this movie gets undone in Avengers Infinity War.
Yep.
That doesn't make me dislike Infinity War, and to me, like, it just they ruin some of the best parts of this movie in Infinity War, and that kind of ticks me off a little bit.
JP and John are like the biggest critics ever and Comic Books NYC as well, on our list here, and it's really fun to talk about. Panda has the best comment yet. The soundtrack to Ragnarok was amazing. I do feel like the soundtrack to Ragnarok and Guardians of the Galaxy #1 are the two best soundtracks of any movie in the MCU.
Yeah. No, easily #2 on the definitive list.
Easily. Okay. We've arrived at our #1 MCU movies. Now, after we go over our #1s, we're going to go back and we're going to talk about our top 5 least favorite MCU movies. So stick around for that. Here we go. Don't say anything about your list until it's your turn, because I know you got some stuff to say. Because I'm the only one who knows both of our #1s. So my #1 is Captain America: The Winter Soldier. This is bar none the best MCU movie ever made. It is absolutely amazing. It's 100 times better, maybe 100,000 times better than Captain America: The First Avenger. This movie is so good. You get these Hydra twists. You get Captain America being like the biggest badass that he is in the entire MCU. Like all the movies he's in, he's always a badass, but he's the biggest badass in this movie. That fight scene in the elevator, oh my gosh, it is so good. people get in, more people get in, more people get in, and he's realizing he's about to fight everyone. And he says, if anyone wants to get out now, now's your chance. And then he fights everyone, beats them all up, and he kicks his shield up and he catches it, jumps out, gets on his motorcycle, throws it like it's nothing. Oh, this movie's so good. We get Bucky Barnes back as a Winter Soldier, which I'm really excited about that whole series on Disney Plus. I think it's going to be really good.
Yeah.
Really interested to see how they morph that into the MCU movies going forward. But yeah, this movie is so good. I remember seeing it twice in theaters, and I usually only see every movie once. This is like one of the only movies I've ever seen twice in theaters. So it is my number one. Now, before we give your thoughts on it, should we just go to your number one as well?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. George is number one.
Yeah, I think this is most people that don't get, I don't know, influenced by like, you know, how much they love the Avengers because it's a great collection. Most people wind up having this movie as their number one. You failed to mention my favorite part of this movie is that Robert Redford's in this movie.
Oh, he's so good.
Oh my God, I love Robert Redford. Like, dude, if Robert Redford in real life was in Hydra, I would join Hydra. Just no questions asked. Sign me up. I'll do whatever it takes. This whole movie was phenomenal. Like the scene where he jumps off the plane and lands in the water, and then he gets on the boat. Like that to me was like signified an entirely different Captain America. His ass kicking was just like magnified by a million. Like, holy smoke, he's just kicking people over the edge of the boat and throwing knives through their hands, and he really got good at deflecting making the shield bounce everywhere. And yeah, dude, Winter Soldier, easily my favorite movie out of this.
What was he wearing a chute when he jumped out?
No. If they didn't cut out, like Crossbones would have eventually said, he's a fucking show off.
Did they did they really cut that out?
No.
I will say the opening scene where we get Sam Wilson and he keeps getting passed by Cap, I think that's pretty funny and pretty good too.
Oh, dude, it's a great opening, and it's got its little shades of humor here throughout the movie, but it's not like a chuckle movie. But the whole thing is just, it's really, really good.
Yeah, it's bar none. It should be everyone's favorite movie. So good. It's probably like the best storytelling of all of them. And like you said, the ass kicking that Captain America delivers on everyone in this movie is amazing. And I also love at the very end, he's fighting Bucky because he has to. And then at the end, he loves Bucky so much that he tells him, if you have to kill me, then finish the mission. And he doesn't. And so good. And then at the very end, very end, Cap's in a hospital, and he says, on your left. Oh, so good. I love that. So good. Oh.
Yeah.
Whew. All right, let's see here. I really love all the conversations in this. The big scenes are awesome, but the small scenes is what separates us from the rest of the pack. I agree. I also agree. I think that Black Widow in this movie is probably her best acting since Iron Man 2. I think that she's really integral to the story, and she does a really, really great job. Scarlett Johansson's a great actress, and she's awesome in this movie. And I love how big of a player that Sam Jackson is in this movie. He's finally gets to be a badass, shooting a gun out his door, and everyone thinks he's dead, and at the end he shows back up. Movie's so good.
Sam Jackson has one of my all-time favorite quotes, and I say it in real life all the time. It's something to the effect of, I'm taking the world the way it is, not the way I would like it to be. Yes. And to me, that is such a get shit done attitude. I absolutely love that. It's something that a lot of people, can improve their life if they actually sign up for that. That you got to take it the way it is now and not the way you want it to be. Like that's such a great line. I love that so much.
Yep. All right. Okay, that is our top 5.
Now let's throw it out to the chat.
What is your guys' top 5?
No. Who had the better list?
Okay, I'm going to put in my list really quick in the chat. Actually, I'm going to put yours first because I have yours up.
I love controversy, man. Give me some controversy.
Oh, I know, dude.
And Adrian Panda wants TMNT 1990 to be the number 1 movie.
I know.
He's already
he's
already offered to fight John about it.
Dude, Panda's such a good dude, man. I'm assuming he was joking, but yeah. All chuckles aside, I add this as my number 1, is what he says. Panda and I are both big Turtles fans. And here we go. All right, this is Dee Runk Comics top 5 list. I just put it in the chat. I want to make sure I get mine in my correct order. Berk fan top 5. Dude, did I tell you about what happened in our neighborhood recently? I don't think I did.
Is there triple homicide?
Okay, so I live in Kansas. I actually live just right outside Manhattan, which is where Kansas State University is. And so, like, I live in what's called St. George, and there is like 800 people in this little. Like, we have a gas station, we have a bar, we have a post office.
That's all you need, baby. That's all you need.
And so, literally nothing happens. And recently, it was last weekend, I was just outside hanging out, and I hear all these sirens going back and forth on this road that goes between Manhattan and Wamego, whatever. You don't know. Anyways, there's this back road right behind our neighborhood, and I hear sirens going each way. And then we're outside, and one of my neighbors says that their son said that they just saw this car fly through our neighborhood, which is it's a really small neighborhood. It just goes in like a loop, really, followed by 3 cop cars, and they were putting out the strip to try to stop the
spike strip.
Yeah, and they didn't catch him, and then apparently he somehow got out the back way. I guess she's playing with her friends somewhere, outside somewhere, and they crashed into a ravine.
Ooh!
They had a helicopter. It was like at night, and they had a helicopter, and there was like 5 or 6 cops in cars, a helicopter looking for these people, and it was super freaky. I don't know why I told that story, but I guess since I just heard the sirens at your house.
Yeah, the cops are out here looking for me. They'll never find me.
So that was kind of a scary night, and we had to have all our doors locked and everything. But it turns out the people they were looking for, they were just speeding, and then they just decided to run from the cops and just be stupid. They figured out who it was. So, okay, here we go. George changes Infinity War for Endgame. We were 5 for 5 in agreements. Okay. Hey, DMP, what's up, man? How's it going? Let's see here. Sorry, Burke. Having Thor 1 anywhere near your top 5 kills your list. Okay.
I knew that was coming back to haunt you, man. I knew that was coming back to haunt you.
That's fine. That's fine. Everything's fine. John only agrees with 2 out of my 5, but I'm a DC fan. Yes, I am. Dee Runk and I had a talk one time about how Ryan Reynolds is actually a really good actor for Green Lantern. I'm not saying the movie was great. I'm just saying he has the persona of Hal Jordan.
So I think he could be a fantastic Hal Jordan, but that movie was
not great.
Like, yeah, dude, that movie was woo.
Black Panther, both of your lists, is appalling. I think it's an okay movie.
John nails it for me, just 2 comments down. Like, I agree with that 100%. It's in my top 10, but it's not my top 5.
I'd probably have it in the 10 to 12 range. No mention. I like Ant-Man too. I'd also put it in that 10 to 12 range.
Yep.
JP says his bottom 5, because we're about to do our bottom 5 here in a minute. JP's bottom 5: Thor 1, Avengers 2, Iron Man 2. His commas are all mixed up. Hulk and Thor 2. Okay, all right. Love them all. MCU and DC can't get enough. I agree. Okay.
Big Lion Cat just loves it all, man.
Dude, and Big Lion Cat's a great guy. He joined me on my stream like a week ago when maybe it was 2 weeks ago when I was unboxing some TMNT trade paperbacks. Okay. I'm going to pull up your list here. We're going to do our bottom 5. I have to look up your list, your first one here, because I don't have it on my list.
Are our bottom 5 movies completely different from each other?
We have 3 that are the same.
Okay. What could they be?
Only I know.
Yeah, you know.
All right, here's George's. Here's George's number 5. So number 1 would be your least favorite movie in the entire.
Yeah, the number 1 was my least favorite movie.
Okay.
So number 5 is my 5th least favorite.
All right, here we go.
And here's the deal, and I can say this about most of the movies on this list. I like this movie just fine. I can rewatch it right now. To me, the villain was weak. I don't know. It wasn't a real go-getter for me. So Ant-Man and the Wasp, that's number 5 on my least favorite movies.
You know, I agree with a lot of what you said. I would rewatch this too if it was on TV and I had nothing else.
Yeah,
I'd watch it. I wouldn't put it in just to watch it. For me, it is right outside my top 5 in terms of my least favorite MCU movies. It's not. I like Black Panther better. So to Aussie Comics and Cards, I do like Black Panther better than Ant-Man and the Wasp. So.
Well, that's not saying much. I don't know if, but yeah, Ant-Man and the Wasp. I could leave it.
Okay, let's see here. I don't really have mine in any particular order. So let me just. I'm just going to go down because I'm going to go down from here. Now, this movie, I actually do like the movie. This is my number 5. But the reason why it's my number 5 is because they basically decided to ignore it, and basically they act like it happened, but they also act like this movie did not happen. We have The Incredible Hulk, and I think this is a good movie. I actually think it's a good movie, but the fact that they changed actors and the fact that they basically changed the character completely and they've acted like this movie basically does not exist outside of just introducing Hulk into the MCU is why it's my number 5. I really liked the fight at the end between him and Abomination. I don't like how basically they act like Bruce Banner is not a scientist and all of that in this movie. Well, he ends up being one in the MCU. Is also really interesting. I actually think Edward Norton is a really good actor. I actually like him more than Mark Ruffalo, though I do think Mark Ruffalo does do a decent job in the MCU. This is my number 5. Like I said, I like the movie. I just don't like how they've decided to just ignore it completely. And it's the only actual Hulk movie in the entire MCU, which is insane because Hulk is one of everyone's favorite characters. So.
There's some licensing things with Paramount or something that they can't do a solo Hulk movie anymore. It's a weird licensing deal. I'll tell you that this movie, I actually kind of like this movie. It's definitely in my bottom half for sure. But this movie made me lose respect for Edward Norton because the movie didn't go the way exactly he wanted it to. He decided not to do any of the press tour. which to me is a very
Who decided not to do that?
Edward Norton. He didn't
What?
do any of the interviews or the red carpet stuff, or he just ignored all of it. To me, which, you're going to do that. How about you give your money back then? Like,
Yeah.
You're in the movie, dude. Like, part of the being in the movie is promoting the movie, and he wasn't willing to do that, which I love Edward Norton, but that made me lose respect for him. Like, man, I wish my job was that bad.
Right. I can't remember the name of that movie that he's in, where he's like, he goes to prison and half the movie is in black and white, and other half it's not.
American History X, and that's a fantastic.
What's that?
American History X.
And I actually think he does a really good job in that movie. It's
he's fantastic.
Movie, but he does a really good job in it.
Edward Norton is an amazing actor. I just, as a person, after hearing that he decided not to do the press tour, I was like, he was no longer invited over to my house after that.
Did not know that, JP. I did not know that, Dee Runk. Okay, Dee Runk's number 4.
Yeah, no, this one, I don't know. The whole thing, the tone was off. I still, to the life of me, do not understand how they solved the problem at the end of it. They were like walking around with those funky tripod things or whatever. Like the whole thing, like, it moved it. Like, all of this is like, you have to suspend disbelief and whatnot. But this movie really made you just say, don't even think about it, just accept it. And I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's in my bottom 5 as well. It's
very good.
Not number 4, but it's in my bottom 5 as well. So I'll reserve my comments until we get to it. Clicked on the wrong folder. Okay, let's see here. Okay, I think this is on your list too. Actually, I know it is. My number 4, worst MCU movies. Avengers: Age of Ultron. Now, I don't really think it's like a terrible movie. It's just not very good. I don't know. There's too much going on. The whole Scarlet Witch and the Quicksilver get introduced, and then you take away Quicksilver in the same movie, and it's just the beginning of it, and they try to make it. I don't know if they're trying to make it badass and also family friendly, but they failed miserably. And I also don't like how they basically made a scene just for Chris Hemsworth to be shirtless to get into the water. And I mean, they did pay off a few things from it. I get it. Just, I don't know. This movie sucks. It's not great. It's my number 4. This is Avengers number 2, Age of Ultron. So.
This is actually not in my list.
I thought it was.
Nope. You're looking at JP's list.
You're right. Here we go.
And this would be in my bottom half as well. I'm not a super fan of this movie. It does tick me off though that the way the story came about is they made basically Iron Man, had such an ego, was so cocky that he created this Ultron thing, and yeah, that was a bad move.
Yep, for sure. And then Thor gets this vision from when he's in that bath that Vision is going to be. He gets a vision that Vision is going to be good.
Yeah. But JP had a comment, and it's the worst Black Widow portrayal, and that's absolutely 100%.
It's not letting me click on it. What the heck? Okay, there we go. Are you talking about Avengers? I'm assuming so.
Yeah, just the MCU.
I don't think it's good either. And Hawkeye is not portrayed the best either, in my opinion. Just not a good movie. Okay. We have Iron. Oh, shoot. Oh, I think this is it. There we go. Okay. George is number 3.
Yeah. The Whiplash character was terrible. The villain was just so bad in this movie. I don't know. I like that it introduced Black Widow, but the character that she is in this movie is completely different than the character that she even was in Avengers, for instance. And I don't know. The whole thing was just, that movie could not exist, and I would be totally okay with it. I don't think it would hurt the MCU one bit.
I agree. This is also on my list, so I'm going to wait till later to say more. Let's see here. George clearly knows his stuff. I agree with him most every time. Okay. All right.
See?
It's a definitive list.
Definitive.
All right, here we go. My number 3. We get a God of Thunder riding in a car. And not just any car, like a shitty car. And his girlfriend gets injected with this ether stuff, and you don't ever really figure out like how it's not in her anymore. And like the ending, like you said, ending is weird. You don't really understand how it's a cluster.
Yeah.
It's a cluster. It's not a good movie.
So bad.
Tom Hiddleston's probably the best part of this movie.
By far.
And it's just not great. I do like Thor's mom in this, just like how I like her in Endgame. I think Loki and Thor's mom are the best part of this movie. So, but the rest of the movie, that tells you how bad the movie is. If the star and the bad person isn't, and the villain isn't the best part of the movie. So it's my number 3. George said everything else about how crappy.
Yep.
Okay. We're getting to our top 2 of our worst. Oh. This would be number 6 for me. Let me get it here.
BLC, you are not kidding, my man.
What did he? Hold on.
He thinks that Black Widow is physically well put together.
You know, we need to go to that montage that Bear Island had. Gotta be honest, she's kind of hot. Oh, that was so funny. All right. This is George's number 2, worst.
Yeah. So there's a asterisk next to this, but I was sick when I went to see this movie in the theater, but I also at the same time fell asleep while watching it in the theater. And I'm not a fall asleep during a movie type of guy. That is against, like, especially a movie I haven't seen before. Like, I was looking forward to seeing the movie. When I eventually saw it, the worst thing I can say about this movie is I knew how it was going to go because of the trailer. You know, the movie trailer where it's showing her throughout her life, like getting knocked down and then getting back up.
Yep.
I knew they were going to do that flashback and exactly how it was going to play out without even ever having seen the movie. And I don't know, to me, it was just, you know, God, the whole thing. I would, this is a movie I will actively not watch.
It's my number 6. It's probably really top 5 since I actually do like Hulk as a movie better. And actually, I went to see it with my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law, and my wife. All 3 of them fell asleep in this movie just because it's so boring. Basically, it's like you get a super powerful person, and I mean, they're just not very interesting. And I'm not a big Captain Marvel fan, and that's what I'm saying about this movie. You guys can disagree with me. John likes this movie, but he's a Marvel guy, so whatever. But yeah, I do agree. The trailer says exactly what happens in the entire movie. I do think her scene in Endgame, when she comes down and destroys everything because she's super powerful, is pretty awesome. Though since she's super powerful, she should have been able to defeat Thanos, in my opinion. But yeah, this isn't a great movie.
I think she pretty much did defeat him. I mean, he had to get pretty sneaky to swat her away at the end. But
yeah, true.
Yeah, I don't know. that movie, if that movie was on TV right now and I had nothing better to do, I might just turn off the TV and sit in silence and look at the ceiling.
I understand. I don't think it's very good either. Okay, here we go. My number 2. Worst MCU movie. Iron Man 3. I remember being like decently excited about this movie when it came out because I knew it was the last Iron Man movie, and it looked interesting. And I wanted it to be good, considering number 1 was really good and number 2 sucked. So I'm like, I really hope this is good, and it's just not good. It's not good at all. The whole I understand the whole PTSD he has from Avengers and how it plays part in this movie, but it plays too much of a part. He's still supposed to be a superhero, and it's just, I don't know. There's too much of that going on, and I don't like how they changed who the villain was and made the villain actually an actor and the other person being the villain, I will say the end where he gets all those different suits come and help him fight, that is decently cool. But I don't know. Not good. Not a great movie, Bob. Not a great movie.
All right. Hey, just leave up the image.
Yep,
spoiler alert, this is my least favorite MCU movie. And I'll tell you, man, for some reason, they left him out of the Iron Man costume for most of the movie, which was super annoying. I hated the fact that for how smart he is, his costumes kept falling apart and failing him throughout the movie. That was super annoying to me. I can tell you that when I saw the trailers for this movie, seeing Ben Kingsley as the Mandarin was a different twist, and I don't know if I agreed with the casting, but I was excited to see it and see the portrayal of it. That twist where he winds up not being the Mandarin, I was this freaking close walking out of the theater. I was so mad. Hearing him do his "you'll never see" that whole thing, dude. I loved the terrorist videos that he was making. It seemed so realistic and scary. But yeah, this movie.
It is a snooze fest, BLC. I agree. This movie is a snooze fest.
No, this movie wasn't a snooze fest. This movie just made me mad, and I did not like this movie. I want my money back still.
Yeah, I remember walking out of this movie and being like, "Wow, that movie sucked."
Yeah,
really bad. Okay, we're on to my number 1.
Don't make me mad.
Oh, what you want? Iron Man 2. That's also bottom 5. Really terrible. Really, really just awful. Though we do get to see Rhodey in a suit, so that's cool. I do think that I do agree with what Big Lion Cat said previously about the female superhero character in this movie. I do agree with everything he said. Yep. That's the only good part in the whole movie, because the rest of it is awful, really bad, really, really terrible, just awful. So that is our top 5 favorites, top 5 worst. Let's see here.
No, that Mandarin twist really ticked me off. And there's a scene in the movie where Tony Stark is infiltrating the bad guy's hideout with a gun, he's a detective or something. The whole thing. Just get that freaking movie out of here.
Sorry, JP is saying something that I don't agree with. Okay, I agree. Iron Man 2 is worse than Iron Man 3, but it's like choosing between garbage. It doesn't matter at that point. I agree.
They both are smelly.
Yes. So there's this saying, you can shine a piece of poop all you want, but it's still a piece of poop. And that's exactly what happened in Iron Man 2 and 3. It's just like they can try to make it sound really good and hype it up because it's an MCU character and all that, but both movies are just terrible, just terrible. Yep. You know what we need to do next time? We just need to just rank all of the movies. Just go through all of them and just rank them all from worst to best. All however many movies are, what, 22 or 23 movies now, I want to say. Sounds right.
That will be a long stream, but I'm down. Sign me up.
Okay. All right. I do have a few movies that I want to talk about really quickly. Honorable mentions of my top 5 favorite movies. These are my 3 movies that I really like just outside my top 5. So if you missed it earlier, my top 5 MCU: Thor #1, which JP and John don't agree with. Iron Man #1, Spider-Man 2, Avengers 1, Captain America: Winter Soldier, which is also Cap 2. My 3 movies just outside of my top 5, we have Infinity War, Captain America: Civil War, and Guardians of the Galaxy. Those are my 3 just outside my top 5.
My list was definitive. There are no honorable mentions.
Okay. It's just the definitive list. That's what it is. You know what my favorite part of this whole stream is? That George and I are doing our top 5 MCU list, and I'm wearing a Power Rangers shirt, and Dee Runk is wearing a Superman shirt and hat.
Dude, that was deliberate. I was like, hey, we're going to do a Marvel list. I put on Superman instead just to say, can't hold me down.
Oh, that's good. That's good stuff. Yeah, I think you maybe might like Superman. I'm unsure, but I think you might like him a little bit.
Tiny bit.
Tiny bit. Dude, I had fun. We need to do this more often, man.
Absolutely.
We do. We really do. We might come to Minnesota this summer. Probably not, but we might. So if we do,
well, if you do, you'll have to bring shoes this time.
I'll put my pants, and I will bring shoes if I come to your house. Oh shoot! Yeah, and we'll have to hang out if we end up going there. If not, Absolutely. We'll hang out another time. So, you got anything else you want to talk about, or anything going on your channel, or anything?
Yes,
I've been working a lot lately.
Major announcement coming up from my channel, and that is
I was like, and I realized I see your eyes moving.
Yeah, no, I have nothing coming up. I might have a CGC unboxing later this week, but it's just one book, but it's a good book. So stay tuned for that.
Sweet. I have a couple unboxings that I'm doing this week. Hopefully they both come this week. One is a mystery box that I purchased from Chino and Manny. They did a $40 box with the grand prize of ASM 300. I'm sure a lot of people would be pretty pissed off if I won. So I'm sure everyone's like, that'd be bullcrap if I won. But hopefully I do win. That's why I want the box. And then the other one is I sent some books we pressed. So I'm going to show them off after they got pressed. And do my Thursday night chat, and I'm planning on doing a couple other videos. I don't know if anyone saw or not. Really quickly, today's Memorial Day, so I do want to say thank you to all the troops that are fighting for our country, and I feel awful for all the families of troops that pass away while fighting for our country, and so that is why we are celebrating Memorial Day to memorialize all of our fallen soldiers. So it's good to remember that. I did a video yesterday where I did the hero workouts called Murph. 1 mile run, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 air squats, and another mile run. It's what everyone usually does around Memorial Day, and I did that yesterday. And I did a video on it, and I posted it on my YouTube. So if you want to see me sweating and dying a lot and being overshape and being overweight and out of shape, watch that video. It's pretty good. So
I did the same thing, but after I got done, I realized my camera wasn't recording, so I missed all the footage.
Really?
No.
Oh, Oh shit! Oh,
K Titus, how's it going in Japan? K Titus, I need you to do me a favor, brother. I need some of those wicked sweet Japanese Kit Kat bars, man. Help me out.
dude, yes, yes.
Like the funkiest ones you can find.
Shoes do have to be worn. Poop. If we hang out again, I will tell the I will retell the story, and we'll do it on Dee Runk's channel. Last time we hung out at your place, it was you had a lot to unbox, and
Yeah.
it's really funny. I gave him a couple books. One of them was the Teen Titans 12 that I was sure would be a lower grade. He had already ordered one, sent both off to CGC. He sent back, I think it was the exact one. I don't know if it was that one. I can't remember. But they both came back in 9.6, so he sent me one back. And I was being nice to him, and he was being super nice to me by sending me one back. So that's you're awesome, dude. I appreciate that. And he also gave me a cool Batman TMNT foil variant. That was pretty sweet.
Hell yeah. No, and I unboxed that from it was a Spider-Man booth box. I was like, oh, I'll just slide that where it belongs.
There you go. Yes, that was cool. I appreciated hanging out. Well, if we do come up, we'll have to actually head up a comic book store and like get versus. I think we hung out for like an hour and a half at night, and so we'll have to do. I think we're leaving like the next day or something, and that's
I was going out of town. Yeah.
So, sure, if you like, I'll send you a box of sweets. Hit me up on Instagram, dude. There you go.
Boom.
Dude, is that your first boom in the live stream? You said it before the live stream, but is that your first one?
I'm not sure. Probably. We'll have to rewind it.
We had to wait an hour and 12 minutes before we heard our first boom from Dee Runk. What the heck, man? Okay, so I had fun doing our top 5 and favorites and worst from the MCU. I don't know about you, George, but I had a great time. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we get off here?
My time was adequate.
All right. Boom. Yes. I think it is. Wow. What was he talking about?
First boom.
Yes, I think it is. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Hit him up on Instagram. Titanic Ken 64. There you go.
All right.
Okay. Well, thank you, George, for hanging out with me, doing a video on my channel. We'll have to do one on yours sometime. And we'll have to hang out more because this was a lot of fun. You're one of my best friends, and we'll have to hang out online and in person sometime. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out in the chat. We had a great time today. Thank you for all the criticism on my list. That's how it always goes. And anyone that watches this on the replay, thank you for your criticism. That's fine. Appreciate you watching my video. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. And as always, George is unable to quit.
Go finish it.
Because he is currently too legit.
That's right.
And as always,
go Cats.
Cats. Cowabunga. It's more time. We'll see you guys later.